If you're a live sim games fan and you've been paying attention to the genre this year specifically, you might have noticed the importance of 2025 in terms of the collective excitement the community showed about the idea of the end of the Sims franchise monopoly. Inzoi was announced as the Sims killer, creating hype in the community, especially for its realistic graphics and character creator features. And another project called Paralives is also set to release in early access by the end of 2025 and has also been called the end for The Sims, giving people the freedom to imagine a world where an indie game comes out and completely revolutionizes the whole live sim video games market. And no, I'm not gonna lie, that fantasy looks very appealing, but kind of unrealistic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to watch The Sims 4 active players completely flee the game to spend hundreds of hours playing Paralives, and should that happen, I'll be happy to hear about it. Personally, I haven't played The Sims 4 in a long time, and I am planning to play Paralives for a long time, so again, if Paralives comes out and is in fact the Sims Slayer many people wish for it to be, I'll be pleased. But we've also seen how things are going for Inzoi, for example, a game that definitely made an impact when the early access opened, bringing home satisfying enough numbers for Crafton to allow the game's expansion to continue. Cause, you know, it looks like Crafton really loves to abandon projects if the numbers aren't good enough. But we all know Inzoi has been navigating tumultuous waters with many fans and allegedly Crafton as well, believing the game was released too early, providing players with a pretty empty gameplay experience. Plus, the homophobic aspect of it all, with NPCs being set to straight by default on early access, an alleged bug that was fixed later on, still turned many potential players away from Inzoi completely. I've made several videos on the release of Inzoi and the issues with the game, but also on Paralives, so feel free to check them out as well. But for the purpose of today's video, I want to be very clear when I say that, just like in the most classic Scooby-Doo episode of them all, if there's a so-called killer of the Sims franchise, that one killer is the Sims franchise. Sure, the arrival of possible competition will make an impact on the genre and inevitably influence the perception and leadership of EA and The Sims 4, but in my opinion, the ones that are stabbing the heart of this franchise time and time again are the ones that actually pull the strings of it.
It's getting weird.
Let's unpack this, shall we? I know calling Inzoi and Paralives the Sims killer is catchy, and it's such an easy way to create tremendous hype around the titles, because seeing them under a The Sims franchise-centric light ultimately gives them more reach and tends to make the names trending online. But I feel that even if you take them out of the equation, the current state of the Sims franchise still looks bad. What I'm saying is that although I do feel they are very much aware of what titles they're getting compared to, we haven't seen, in my opinion, a particularly reactionary behavior to the possible entrance of other projects to the market. And to be honest with you, I think EA doesn't consider their titles even comparable to the opponents we mentioned. Although Crafton is a big name, I bet EA sees itself as more of a legacy brand, one that belongs to the history of video games, way more expanded than the most recent conglomerate, Crafton. And I mean, I highly doubt EA portrays itself to employees and investors and the outside world really as an underdog. So, considering all this, I feel the tragic state of the Sims franchise really doesn't depend on the arrival of possible competitors. At this point, the real Sims killer is EA, as it has been, in my opinion, for years now. It's like they can't help but step on every single wrong decision, or at least wrong from the consumer's perspective. Actually, consumer is too generic of a word. I'd say their community, as they like to mention expression when they address the player base. I know they've recently announced their latest expansion pack, Adventure Awaits, is going to be their last one for a while, forever, it's not clear. It seems they're taking a break from expansion packs to focus on the base game and fixing bugs. But babe, I highly doubt they'll stop throwing kits at us because let's face it, that's such a cheap buck for them to snatch, why wouldn't they? However, I know some players see this as a good decision and one that is customer-centric, but excuse me, what? In Italy, we say people have ham slices on their eyes when they pretend they don't see something that is very clear. The bare state of their latest pack and the gradual transformation of game packs into expansion packs we've seen in recent years, piling up content without really releasing anything groundbreaking or worth an expansion pack price tag. And now they decide to take a break from releasing new packs to actually focus on the state of the game.
What? What?
I know everyone here at the Drama House is pretty knowledgeable on The Sims history, but let's go through an extra quick recap, please, because I feel it's needed. I've never liked maths, but let's just have a look at some numbers. It's been 11 years since The Sims 4 was released. The upcoming pack called Adventure Awaits is the 20th expansion pack for The Sims 4. And if you think, whoa, 20 is an insane number, well, be ready, because as per Steam library, you have 80 more content packs waiting for you should you ever want to make the silly move of buying them all, for a grand total of over 100 packs for a game that is 11 years old. If I looked at it on paper, I would think this game was probably a legendary one because, I mean, to keep it alive with so much content, I mean, allegedly so much content, but you know what I'm saying, for 11 years, just like in all my economy tests in high school, my assessment of the numbers would be wrong because the corpse they're gonna once again fix and implement and allegedly make it work again is The Sims 4. In my opinion, the best decision right now would be to really call it a day, come up with the final update, and continue to support the game with fixes and maybe smaller optional updates for the next couple of years. Take the time to stop and reassess, to validate the mistakes that were made with The Sims 4 and forget The Sims 5 or whatever. I think they should do some deep research and ensure the next project is something that can really honor the franchise again. But you know, in the future, for now, I don't trust anything that is coming out of EA's bakery, to be honest with you. To conclude and open the floor to your thoughts and comments, my final take is that I truly believe there's no mysterious The Sims franchise killer. Inzoi is no Sims killer, and although promising and personally a game I can't wait to play, I don't think Paralives will be a Sims killer either. I think that the Sims franchise started visibly declining the moment the worst title of the series, the one that was rushed out, underwhelmingly unfinished, was picked to be the one that would exist for over a decade. The opposite of any other Sims title that came before The Sims 4, literally all the opposite moves. Some people say it's time for the Sims community to openly boycott The Sims 4. I mean, even the person who leaked the information for the new pack asked the players to not buy content for a broken game, like explicitly. And while I do agree that seeing something like bad performance of this upcoming pack, for example, would be a visible shift, I feel that option is kind of impossible to achieve. Unfortunately, it seems to me there's not much room to influence the part of the community who's passionately supporting the continuation of The Sims 4 until the end of time, as I genuinely believe they feel okay with the current condition of the game. Or maybe they just make pretty Sims, build the house, and call it a day. What do I know? My dear drama friends, let's continue this conversation in the comment section below. And if you want to join me here at the Drama House, feel free to click on the subscribe button and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate you. My name is Lady Drama, and I hope I'll see you very soon.